If you enjoy coming-of-age summer fling rom-coms, you may want to check out the new film on Paramount Plus called Love in Taipei. It's from the producers of that show XO Kitty, but will it put a smile on your face with summer love? Wong's summer takes an unexpected turn when her parents surprise her with the trip to Taipei for a cultural immersion program. Ever is surprised to discover that she hasn't signed up for homework and history lessons, but instead for a summer-long free-for-all the locals and other students call Loveboat. It quickly lives up to its name when Ever finds herself trying not to fall for two attractive but wildly different boys who are vying for her attention, while at the same time finding the courage to defy her parents' high expectations and pursue her true passion of dancing. So this is a very familiar and typical rom-com. We have a straight-laced young protagonist who goes away for the summer and meets not one, but two different love interests, all while trying to relax and let their hair down and grow into themselves. Now, the stars Ashley Liao as Ever, and she's genial and likable pretty much from the start. I mean, sure, yeah, she's a bit uptight, but if she wasn't, we'd never get to watch her transformation from a people-pleasing workaholic bookworm to a self-confident young woman. And to help her along, she meets Chelsea Zhang's Sophie Ha. Now, Sophie could be a bad influence on Ever, but she could also be her liberator, showing Ever how to have some fun and enjoy her time, leaning into the nightlife and the culture, which is way more fun and rewarding than staying cooped up all night in a dorm room studying characters. Now, this has portions to it that feel like that Pauly Shore movie Son-in-Law from 1993. I mean, we don't necessarily watch Ever go nuts and then completely just overhaul herself like Carla Gugino does, but there is a rebellious sort of change that Ever pursues. And of course, for this to be a rom-com, there needs to be love interests. In this case, we have Ross Butler and Nico Hiraga, and they're both cool, handsome, little aloof, and they come across as free-spirited and fun-loving. And they both show an interest in Ever, which of course then creates light conflict within the story. Now, I like Nico Hiraga, but I'm afraid he's beginning to become typecast as that laid-back, almost stoner dude who gets by on his charm, his good looks, and some luck. Now, I think he's fun and he's charismatic in the movie, but his persona, it doesn't bring anything new with his performance. And really, that same thing goes for Ross Butler's character. I mean, he's slightly different, and there is an arc that helps to bring about story tension, but it's all very tame and then undramatic. And that's pretty much the theme throughout the entire movie. It's tame and safe. Nothing is too deep, including the relationships. While Ever is trying to please her parents, she's also trying to figure out how to tell them about what she really wants to do, which is dance. Now, the conflict that could arise with her parents is threatened to us, but it's shallowly explored. Basically just creating a scenario that has Ever doing what she wants, and the only consequence, or even payoff, is understanding. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, I'm not looking for uncomfortable fighting or tantrums. I just want a bit more development and depth to the relationship that is supposedly causing Ever all of this angst with her parents. And even the back and forth with the two romantic interests, they're very low stakes when it comes to who's going to end up together. I mean, there could be a great deal of anxiety that's produced within the hemming and the hawing, building suspense and even dread on our part, because while either could be a great choice, we as the audience pick our favorite, and then we have to sit and wait to see how it plays out. That doesn't really occur here. I mean, the story, it didn't build enough investment to make it matter, which I think is a bummer because it's then anticlimactic when the resolution comes about. And that's also the same for the ending story arc. It's kind of like a happy-go-lucky camp rock ending where everything is happy and everyone has smiles on their faces, singing and dancing as they hug. And that doesn't totally happen here, at least not action for action, but the sentiment, it's the same. Now, this is an easy watch at just 95 minutes, and it is satisfying as a rom-com. The characters are charming, they're easy to like, but there's very little story tension to make this as engaging as it could be. Everything is played safe with trivial and hollow development, leading to mild romance while also refusing to be memorable. If you need something cheery, give this a watch, but just don't expect too much. There's no sex or nudity, a little profanity, barely any violence. I give Love in Taipei 2.5 out of 5 couches. So what are you watching right now? Anything good or memorable? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this review, please give it a like. Also, don't forget to share and subscribe. I'm Chris. This is Movies and Munchies. Thanks for couching with me.